scaling, they have tower damage, they have objective taking. But most importantly, I think they have just as good, if not better, lanes than the cut. And if Alpha can come out of lanes and get to their first or second set of items, I feel like the cut just won't have answers.
Yes, gonna start out with a smoke on the Dire side and a little pause. Smoking become very, very common at level 1. We're already asking for Little Nick, why is he playing the Tiny in the offlane?
It is really nice. I think we saw, teams like Arkosh were doing it where, I guess, you can say Arkosh lol, they got relegated, but they were very successful running this Tiny 3 Sky 4. And you kind of just run around together. And there's not a lot of heroes that can survive the burst that comes out from these two heroes. Especially when you kind of start to factor in the Ancient Seal Lamp with the Mystic Flare, the Tiny combo damage. It's very overwhelming.
Yeah, I feel like that gank squad of Little Nick plus B-God, if they ever get going, the map becomes really, really scary. It's so fast. Like, you have a Blink Dagger on the Tiny, and Scarlet Mage from the forest just gonna come out and they dunk like, I don't know, 1500, 2000 magic damage on you, and you're like, okay, I'm just dead.
Yeah, it's also a double-edged sword though, because that's where a lot of their damage is gonna come from. So if you don't get that kill, then you're pretty much out of juice, and you just gotta get the hell out of there.
I feel like we quite often talk about also like how hard is the lineup to execute, and I feel like that is where we really are seeing that, like for Dire, it really rests upon most likely this Tiny and the Skywrath Mage to be able to make the game happen. As Hi Shaggy looking to...
Okay. Alright, everybody's just killing each other's wards, I guess. I wonder if Shaggy's gonna go back and deny that ward now, huh?
Huh. I wonder what's gonna happen there.
Oh, he is. Alright, well, nobody gets a ward up there, I guess.
Okay, if you can't have vision, then neither shall I.
Maybe it was just a truce, They decided on it before the game. They were like, we'll both deny a ward. Probably not.
Maybe not. Most likely just they saw each other place that ward at the exact same time. As Rises wins the click war against Little Nick.
Takes a decent chunk of damage though for it.
Yeah, and he has no regen. So.
He will ferry out a set of tangos on his first crow. Pingu's got a lot of tangos as well, so should be just fine on that Luna.
The sub can just give him some regen.
Yeah, so, I'm really curious though to see how this Death Prophet lane does specifically. So looking at, I feel like bottom lane could be interesting, but I feel like if the Death Prophet Tusk have a good time, it bodes really well for Alpha.
Yeah. And we actually saw the Tusk started out with shards, so just prioritizing being able to keep the creep wave as far back as possible.
Did he actually block it? I wasn't watching.
Yeah.
Did he? Oh, he did. Wow, interesting. Okay. Yeah, like you said, just pulling the wave back as much as you can. The early levels are definitely a bit rough into the Razor. You get static linked on the DP, and then you're pretty sad. But it's also just at the same time you're running a Razor AA lane, like what? Just an awkward lane duo to have, I guess. AA specifically doesn't love laning with heroes that don't necessarily have stuns.
Yeah, and it feels like a really weird, like, first of all, the offlaner is a ranged hero, and then the safe laner and the position 5 are both ranged heroes. I feel like this is like a very odd combination, and especially for this Tusk, it makes it really hard for him to do anything early on.
That's true, but because it's double range, they're going to be really squishy if they ever get caught out by that tag team. Right, so just it's a bit of a double-edged sword there. This bot lane Rises. The B-God Sky, you gotta look out. He's a menace on this hero.
Yeah, he has terrorized quite a few matches with it. looking very good on the Scarith Mage. And
A lot of early pressure, and that is the one thing that Luna really struggles with, is you don't really do enough to dissuade early aggression until you have a little more farm, a little more levels.
And it looks like they just like keep giving Luna the tango so she can regen up.
Yeah, and the sky is pretty much out of mana, so tough to be aggressive when you don't have mana. I'm assuming he has a clarity flying out. He does. But overall, pretty quiet. No first blood yet.
Quiet. How's this mid lane gonna go? Void Spirit versus Pangolier.
See, why do you ask me these questions? You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say. You can answer that.
They're both gonna farm because there's water runes. So both mid laners have a good region.
And Apen, are you sure you're not AK?
Ah, close, you know. I have a 10k behavior score that's the same as up top. They actually get the kill onto the Razor.
Wait, they did that without tag team though. Just a shards block with the Spirit Siphon and the level 2 Crypt Swarm from Monster. Really nice start, and this is exactly what you need to be worried about if you're the cut, is your Razor needs to get off to a good start.
As meanwhile, in the bottom...
They killed Lil Nick as well.
Yeah, Tiny going to fall. B-God, however, trying to make it a trade against Pingu.
He has a Fairy Fire.
Fairy Fire will be enough to survive.
Such great play there from Pingu.
Oof.
He sticks around just long enough to get that Splinter Blast damage, and knows he has the Fairy Fire still to play with. Just about as perfect as you could ask for. Both of the kills go to the carry as well, Rises. He is living the luxury life now. As both of these side lanes for Alpha are looking really good right now.
So, with those looking so good, who do you expect to make more rotations now for the cut? Oh, hold up, Cloud is up top. Scourge McDuck going in with the link here onto Monster. But
so they just don't do enough to dissuade the DP. He's got the raindrops, early wand already. And you asked me who do you expect to be... I mean, it's going to be the Void that'll be moving.
Oh, Jubei is finding Flea there. Flea gives him one tag team and then runs away.
The problem is, if the Void Spirit tries to rotate, it's pretty easy for Pango to counter gank. Whereas Pango is very comfortable playing this farm game, especially if his side lanes are going this well. So, it's a bit of a tricky situation for the Void Spirit, I feel like. A lot of it's going to come down to those power runes, though. 6-minute power runes, ever so important in this matchup.
As now B-God making the rotation into the mid lane. Most like just for this to secure the 6-minute rune, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it looks like... I imagine Flea's going to TP mid here, actually.
High Shaggy is going back to base at the same time. So they're just looking to deny the 6-minute rune. Actually, B-God is also leaving, so Soul just has a completely free lane at the moment.
Yeah, Jubei's at the top one, but Soul can very easily get this, and that's really nice for him. That's an arcane rune. So he can either use that to farm or to rotate with.
Yeah, if he finds a rotation with that arcane rune, and then the Rolling Thunder is going to be very, very nice for him.
Yeah, like you mentioned, B-God, he's in trouble.
High Shaggy is here, though. They're looking to turn this around onto the Luna. She has a big stick, though, and Ryze is trying to get away and will be fast
He's actually out of jumps on Shaggy.
And now Soul is here with the Rolling Thunder, as we mentioned. Thanks to the Arcane Rune, it's even going to be a very low cooldown. And Pingu gets the double kill. And Ryze survives.
Ryze had like a... I think Ryze had like a 16 wand. Just saves it perfectly. And it's just not enough damage. The Void Spirit just doesn't do enough damage quite yet. He's only level 6. So his other nukes outside of the Astral Step just don't do that much damage. And a very textbook counter rotation from Soul. Just comes in, TP's in. Happy to do so with that Arcane Rune.
And And especially now Jubei also is away from it, this top lane, and this Razor, he's pretty sad. Like this is a Razor like just being under his tower, while Monster now coming in with
And
the
they're gonna dive
Exorcism.
SMD.
Oh no, SMD is gonna get a nice link off here. Can they get into the tag team range? They cannot, and SMD still doing a good bit of damage here with the rotation from High Shaggy. That's most likely Tusk dead, and Flea will fall.
Little Nick dies bottom though.
Yeah. Rise is just having the game of his life.
Yeah, and Soul finds a secondary kill as well off of that Rolling Thunder. Really weird. I don't really know if either team necessarily wins that. I guess Rises wins that because he survives and gets another kill, but not great up top though for Alpha. They use the Exorcism, they don't get a kill, they lose their Tusk. Wait,
SMD is getting gone and
did
he still
die?
has his ultimate running.
Wait, Flea died, right?
Yeah, Flea died.
Okay, I was just making sure. I thought that was crazy.
But
at the end of the day,
he just used one of his Astral Steps. Still has another one, of course, plus the Dissimulate. It's gonna go in with it, actually.
And he's got the DD rune this time, so he could look to rotate as well if he really wants to. It's just awkward because if he didn't have this DD rune, I don't know if he'd actually be able to get kills. Because it feels like he's running a little bit low on extra damage from his other heroes.
Yeah, it really feels like for the cut, like that gang squad that we were talking about during the draft and at the beginning of this series, they need like a part of like the crucial items. Like they need the Blink Dagger on the Tiny. You need Skywrath Mage with actual levels. Like, I mean, he's level 4. It's not the worst, but overall, it's just...
The big thing's definitely going to be that Tiny Blink, Lil Nick. Still a pretty decent ways off. As Pingu will just come up here and claim this experience. One of the best things about having this Luna Wyvern duo is Wyvern is more than happy to just take the lane whenever Luna wants to leave. Because it's actually more efficient for Rises to be jungling now. And so Pingu on this Wyvern, just going to come on here, nuke it out, get his farm going.
Yeah, he's going to get level 6 most likely even before the time.
They're going to TP the Void Sphere at top. He still has the DD.
Yeah, he's going to go straight onto the DP here. Is it going to be enough damage to Dissimulate coming out? And Monster still alive. There's going to be the Snowball safe for a little bit. And Monster will fall. The DD coming in and putting in work.
Here's
It's
Soul.
now the Rolling Thunder from Soul, but he lost already 2 of his teammates. And Soul, there's going to be Rises here as well as the taunt connects.
I don't know if Rises wants to be here.
Yeah, and High Shaggy's going to have another Astral Step. This side's better of it.
He was just in the area, so he thought he'd show his face, but you're absolutely right. Not great for Alpha. They lose 2 heroes. They use the Rolling Thunder and get nothing, so very nice rotation for the cut.
Absolutely. As now bottom, they find Little Nick here with Monster. There's going to be a toss coming out. And Exorcism used by Monster for this. Little Nick is going to be under his tower, however. That's going to be the AA Blast connecting onto both of them. And this might just be the death of Flea.
Oh, and that tree toss is going to kill Flea. Really nice move there from Jubei. Just got the level 6. TP's bottom. Easy snipe there with the... I guess it's not really a snipe. That was more like a shotgun blast.
And that's another Exorcism used while there's still the top tower standing and the mid tower standing.
Yeah. Though I think they're going to get this top tower anyways because of Rises being up here now. And actually, they might not get it for free.
Yeah, there is going to be a rotation. High Shaggy wants to contest again. B-God has level 7 now. If they find the kill onto Rises, that would be massive.
He's going to come back to farm the small camp, I think. Oh, dear, Rises.
Oh, not the small camp. The Astral Step misses, but there's the ultimate from the Skywrath Mage. And more than enough damage. It just seemed so easy. That was the most farmed hero in the game. He just died.
I think the Astral Step missed, too, didn't it?
Yeah,
but he hit the Aether Remnant, which was all that really mattered. So another nice rotation for the cut. And this early insane damage from the Sky Void Spirit. You just have to keep playing around that if you're the cut. But they found SMD.
SMD, nice Rolling Thunder there with Flea. As High Shaggy looking to make this a trade here onto the Tusk. Soul, of course, has the Rolling Thunder and will be safe with it.
It's a nice trade. SMD just kind of getting caught out there, and he actually went back for a Midas.
Oh.
Just wasn't. I mean, he was not having a good time in the lane, and feels like he just needs that recovery mechanic. So, of the carries you were gonna try to buy Midas on, I do feel like Razor might be the most acceptable. Because you just naturally lack, you know, these flash farming mechanics.
No. Like, this top tower is now in denial, and most likely, like, Radiant is going to get it with this next creep wave. At the same time, Dire pushing in bottom, and in the mid lane, they're gonna find the Pangolier and B-God on that Skywrath mate, just making stuff happen with the help of Lil Nick and his Blink Dagger.
And that was the blink reveal on Lil Nick. He was just absorbing all of that space bottom for the last few minutes. Just great timing on that, prioritizing getting that early Blink Dagger. And that's really going to open up the cut to actually start making moves. Now that they have this Blink Dagger on Lil Nick.
Yes, also, like, B-God now level 9, and he's getting close to a Rod of Atos, so he might not even need the setup for much longer anymore.
You do see, though, Pingu is pretty much rushing Force Staff. So if he can get to that at a decent rate, it could counteract that Atos or even the combo that's going to come out with that Skywrath ulti.
Yeah.
It actually looks like they're gearing up to smoke here, or just setting up for the power rune. Just the power rune.
Okay, just the power rune. As they are going to be being spotted under a ward there. And the A blast misses, unfortunately. 4 heroes for Radiant top here now. Or like triangle, I should say.
And you can see they're hunting in this top lane.
Oh, Lil Nick and B-God, they're like, oh, who's gonna come here?
Hello, Rises.
Oh, Rises. That's gonna be the avalanche, the toss, and we'll survive.
Oh. If B-God was not level 9, he actually may have lived on Luna. B-God just has level 4 Arcane Bolt now.
And at the same time, they will lose SMD down bottom, Scourge McDuck.
This is just the carry slaughter game, I guess.
But I feel like you're much happier for the cut than Alpha. Like Alpha, they put their money into their Luna, and the Luna just died.
I'm not sure how many of the resources Luna's really taken though, in the grand scheme.
In the mid lane is getting caught out here, and they finally put an end to his.
I feel like you're almost happier having your Luna die than the Razor, just because the Luna's guaranteed gonna recover.
Yeah, I can see that.
Whereas Razor is a bit. Razor, I'd say, is almost more timing dependent than Luna. Scourge McDuck just desperately needs that BKB, but he's still very far away, though. These are some juicy stacks.
Maxed out Plasma Field gonna help as well. Also the Ice Vortex. So at the same time, they will find little Nick up top. The little Rockman has been found.
Those kills onto Lil Nick are especially nice, because if he's not making plays, I feel like the cut are losing tempo.
Yeah. Oh, hi Shaggy, getting gone on, has to assimilate, tries to turn this around, and there's gonna be Winter's Curse. Rolling Thunder, perfect chain stunning here. It will not be enough. He still has the Astral Step. Soul is gonna be right on there though, and will get the kill. He was prepared for that double Astral Step, predicted it, and red high Shaggy.
That was like the most giga brain Rolling Thunder I've ever seen. He just expected him to double jump there, I guess. That was crazy.
Yeah, he just read him, you know. Sometimes you just read your opponent.
And just like that, it's back to a 1k gold lead. There's been a lot of swings in this game so far.
As we do have a BKB finished on the Death Prophet.
Oh, wow. Soul Ring phase BKB, so... We did say the cut, they're pretty much all magic damage, so if you get that BKB off, really tough to die, and that does not prevent the Ice Blast Frostbite though, so there is one thing that goes through it. But yeah, this BKB feels like almost invincibility if you can get it off.
Yeah, especially as you mentioned, like right now, like the cut, they're like just like all magic damage. SMD is not really at a point where he comes in with a ton of physical.
So
Now
both
the
teams
smoke.
posturing around this mid lane. You can see Soul is just kind of poking the creeps away.
He
Looks
has
like they're
finished the
pretty
diffusal
aware.
blade.
They're pretty aware that this posturing is going on here from the cut. And the cut actually scanned Roche just in case. But it looks like Monster wants to... They maybe want to fight this. Monster's kind of
I mean, he
waddling
has
in.
exorcism up. Looking maybe for this mid-tier 1 tower. Rises is just farming up top. Aldair is in bottom. That's gonna be an Ice Blast just through the Roshan. Check
You've
it.
got to feel like this favors Alpha, though, just this standoff. Because Luna is just strictly farming more than the Razor is right now.
Luna also has finished her BKB.
Yeah, and that might be go time. The double BKB. I think they're just going to walk into the Roche pit here. Rises will join after he kills
they
top.
saw that. Yeah, they're just gonna go in, exorcism.
Oh yeah, they used Ice Blast, you're right. That'll be a free Roche. I mean, Jube is going to walk over, maybe. But no way the cut can really contest this. This BKB's timing is really scary from Alpha, because how does the cut kill all of these heroes? They pretty much have a triple BKB timing if you really think about it.
Yeah, with the
Pango has that Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, he gets the Aegis, actually not the Luna. Which I really like, because I feel like the Luna is still like just 100% mode farming. Although she has her BKB finished.
Yeah, I'm not too sure I agree. I get why you want it on your Pango. Pango's the more impactful hero right now.
Yeah.
So, like, your Luna dying is, like, okay, whatever. But if the Pango dies, they cannot fight.
Uh-oh, Jube getting caught out. He just tried to farm a little ward there, but he will pay for it with his life.
And you can see how aggressive Soul can be because of this Aegis. They pretty much can't commit onto him.
Gonna be a Rolling Thunder coming onto Little Nick, as Flea will survive the first going onto him.
Silence.
And the silence onto High Shaggy. What's the engagement here for Dire? They're coming in very disjointed. B-God in the midst of them all, but that's not where he wants to be. He's just gonna get control. Gets his ultimate off, and they find the Winter Wyvern. However, silence onto the Void Spirit, and he will just fall as Little Nick trying to take out Flea, but the stun coming out from the Luna will keep the crossface. And what ice shards those are! Soul, he has an Aegis. He doesn't even care if he dies here.
I don't even think he's dead.
Yeah, he's just survives. Those are not Ice Vortex with Shard. Oh, and he finds a region.
Okay.
Okay, Gaben, you know.
I think we can just chalk this one up as an Alpha win off that. Gaben clearly has plans.
Gaben wants Alpha here, and that was just like a... Oh, Jube. He just wants to visit his grave, is gonna get found again, and will fall. And that's just a very disjointed fight there from the cut.
It's just very difficult, I feel like, for them to find easy engagements. Who are you going on? There's a BKB on DP, there's a BKB on the Luna. This Pango has Aegis, Rolling Thunder. And this him able to get to this early Blink Dagger on Pango is crippling the cut backlines.
Yeah.
He's pretty much just running in, blinking in, and saying, go ahead and try and kill me.
And it is like, as we said, like in the first series, if you are against that Winter Wyvern, you have to focus the Winter Wyvern first. And they got that, but it cost them so many lives to do it.
And the weird thing is, like, you feel like they don't even necessarily need to because of how much magic damage they have. But I guess he does have the Force Staff, so maybe you just have to, because now he has that first item, pretty much naked rush the Force Staff to counter the Skywrath.
As we have here a little smoke from Soul with a Flea here. Looking into this bottom area, Little Nick might break the smoke. Yeah, breaks the smoke onto Soul.
Soul is aware, though. The smoke broke.
Yeah, Little Nick is just in the trees. That's going to be the silence onto the Pango, but he is out. as the Tusk jumped in, going onto B-God, will pay for it with his life. The Rolling Thunder coming
What
out.
a curse.
What a Winter's Curse onto 4 heroes. The redirect from the Pangolier with the Shard and SMD. He has his own BKB and will be able to get away with that, but what a beautiful curse there by Pingu.
They just saw Pango and they're like, I mean, this Aegis is just so brilliant. Oh, close. Aegis had like a minute left anyway, so nothing too much was lost. Just such great decision making from Alpha. They seem to be reading the cut pretty much at every stage of this game so far. Flea is like, yeah, you got me, I guess. Nice job.
They did get him. At what cost? At what cost, Brightside? And
everything.
The question is, for the cut, like, do they have like another way of playing here, or do you feel like they just need to like go for that again, just execute it more precise?
It's tough. It doesn't really feel like they outscale Alpha right now. It feels like they're pretty much committed to this burst a hero tactic. So maybe there are more items you can get to enable that, but I feel like it's gonna only get harder to kill these heroes. As for B-God
is gonna get found as Tusk.
Ice Blast.
It's gonna connect and at least a counter kill. Jube is gonna be very happy about that one. He gets some money with that. And
again, Flea dies for the cause. He's just been the alpha punching bag this game, I guess. The martyr, if you will.
It's a pretty alpha move.
Is being a martyr alpha?
Hey, I mean, you're just saying, yo, you can kill me at IDC.
I feel like being a martyr is kind of beta.
Not gonna lie, I feel like it's very alpha. I feel like you're just wrong there.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
You just go in and you die and you're like, I don't care. Like, that's alpha. That's alpha.
I found the Wyvern.
There's gonna be a finished Agnum Scepter on the Void Spirit, and they found the Winter Wyvern already. The Rolling Thunder connects onto High Shaggy. Is it gonna be enough to lock him down? The Eclipse raining on down with the disarm. It's not enough. Little Nick jumps in and gets the kill onto the Tusk again. As the Ice Blast comes over the top, SMD now looking onto Monster. That's what you're talking about. Razor feels really nice against the DP. And that's 3 kills for the cut as High Shaggy survives on a slimmer of HP.
And those are the exact kind of fights that the cut need. They need these separated, chaotic, very spread out fights. As we saw, I mean, Shaggy kind of just goes in. And there's not enough heroes to commit to killing him, but they try to anyways, and they actually, I think there was literally 10 HP.
Yeah, it was such a...
But he forces Alpha to kind of overstay their welcome there. Their BKBs run out, the Rolling Thunder runs out. And you can see why they wanted the Razor versus the Death Prophet specifically.
Yeah.
Once you get the Link BKB onto Monster, he's kind of just walking the dog.
As we're gonna see a 3-man smoke here from Alpha, they don't want to stop playing aggressive here. Flea is like, I go in to die again. As the Skadi is finished on the Luna. High Shaggy would be a prime target to go on. Flea goes in first. Does not touch the Atos there, but still will survive the burst. And they find the kill onto Shaggy. And a little bit of an extra with B-God.
That was such a cool stun layering onto that Void Spirit. So they punch, snowball stun, and that is just enough time for Monster to get the silence off.
Yeah.
And then the Rolling Thunder comes through as well. Just crazy trust there from Flea. And now they're just going to walk high ground without the Void Spirit. He doesn't have buyback.
Yeah, he bought out for his Agnum Scepter.
I'm not sure if they plan on backing. They're just going to go right back in here.
Yeah, Monster has his own Blink Dagger, just jumps on forward. Also a Plate Mail, which is going to help him a lot against the physical damage coming out from the Razor. We do have a Refresher Orb finished on Razor, but still going to be 5 more seconds before Void Spirit is here,
Wait,
and that's more than enough.
Monster?
Monster is gonna get just
Okay.
4-staffed away. And that's just a set of racks for Alpha.
It's so easy. Just this mid-game timing is so powerful. They have so much push too, like you mentioned, just with the Death Prophet and then this last pick Luna.
Oh,
It's looking so nice.
There's gonna be the smoke now from the cut.
Alpha are in a great position to break this, but they're gonna go all the way around maybe.
As High Shaggy, breaks the smoke, finds the Winter Wyvern first. That would be a fantastic first kill. Pingu will die. Lil Nick has his own BKB and cannot get hit by the stun.
The first link got broken.
What a shard! What a shard there, but they will block the Tusk in by himself, and he will fall to the Skywrath Mage. And the cut, they take 2 quick kills.
I think you're happy with that shards if you're Flea. I feel like the worst case scenario is that he gets to your Luna there. But actually, Luna still might get caught. Rises.
Uh-oh. Yeah, his BKB is running off. There's going to be a jump forward by High Shaggy. Can he land the Aether Remnant? He can. As the Pangolier is still here, but your Luna dies. As now they're just like all
Alpha.
dying one by one by one.
The chain feed of the century from Alpha.
It really was.
And I don't think Rises recognize just how much magic damage there is on the cut. I feel like he surely had, but maybe just didn't expect them to chase. But either way, great find there. They get the Luna and then some save a friend syndrome from Alpha. They bleed 2 more kills. They bleed a little bit of life into the cut as well. Now only a 1k gold lead.
And in the middle Alpha Flea is gonna be fine. So it really, so what just happened, I feel like that whole like the last 5 minutes. First, Alpha lost a team fight, mostly because like Void Spirit had a great jump in there and had his Agnum Scepter finish. Then Alpha respawned, instantly takes the kill onto the Void Spirit, takes top racks, but then loses 5 heroes. That is what just happened in 5 minutes.
I'd say that was a very excellent summation there, Apon. Yep.
And so you have that permanent damage for the Radiant. How scared are you though about your scaling on the Radiant side?
I'd be a little concerned about scaling. I feel like the Alpha were very happy with scaling if they had a lead. But I feel like in an even game, these BKBs are only getting shorter for Alpha. I think they're almost all down to 6 seconds. So maybe they're not getting shorter, but these magic damage combos, once your BKBs are out, are so deadly.
And Dire knows they are smoked on the Radiant side. They saw the Illusion Rune being picked up. As Flea is going to be spotted there. Blinks away. High Shaggy jumps in and out. A very tense moment here on both sides. They're both having a little bit of high ground, or actually Dire, Radiant doesn't really have high ground. Well, Dire, they're just content farming right now. This tier 2 taking some damage. There is still Exorcism up. High Shaggy.
They're just gonna walk up and take this tower.
There's gonna be an Aether Remnant connecting onto the Tusk, but yeah, the tower is just dead. Are they?
And they might look to force this. They have a cart. They're gonna freeze the cart. This is just the stand. This is literally just Lord of the Rings. The 2 towers. Twin towers, but...
Yeah.
We control... One team just controlling a high ground each.
It's gonna be the shards from Flea. He's actually going for a BKB of his own. Already has the Ogre Axe. Halfway to his way to a Mystical Hammer. Whoop! Flea finds a courier.
This is so weird. Both teams are just perpetually cutting the mid wave while controlling each other, like each other's jungle, pretty much.
The good thing for...
Who blinks first though? Because Lil Nick, he's on this high ground.
He is getting gone on. There's going to be the snowball and the silence. He has a BKB, the Rolling Thunder into the backlines as they already take down Flea. Lil Nick just looking to TP out. High Shaggy though, he goes in for the Winter Wyvern and an Astral Step away. Jubei is going to fall, and as it's all said and done, Flea and Jubei die. I feel like that's the most common 2 heroes to die
Yeah,
in
the
this
problem
game.
is Roshan's up, and this is exactly why Alpha made that aggressive move into this area, so they can get this Roshan.
And
I
Ryze
don't
still
think
has BKB.
I don't think the cut are gonna be here in time, unless nope, he can't. What a cool move by Alpha. They knew when Roshan was gonna respawn, and they kind of just Flea's like, yeah, I'll throw my body in there. Why not?
I mean, he's been doing it all game, so like it's
Yeah, it's
just
like, how's that any
nature
different from
at
what
this
I'm
point.
doing?
You want me to go in? Okay.
Say less. Hold my beer.
It was more like they had to tell him like the entire stand of like, don't go in, don't go in, don't go in, until like at some point somebody forgot to say it and he like immediately went. But yeah, so Aegis once again, this time it goes onto the Luna, which I really like that they put the Aegis on the Pangolier, seeing how it panned out there. Of course, like they also played around it in that way then, and that top lane is always going to be pushing now, looking for this bottom lane. It's just like objective. The Alpha is just in a better spot, but it really comes down to how can you find your engagements.
Yeah, and part of that is the cut just simply doesn't really take objectives. They have 0 building hitters really on their team. So the innate objective taking ability from Alpha's lineup is going to give them these natural advantages. But they may have found the Pango. He has Aeon Disc.
He has an Aeon Disc, so gonna be fine. It's Flea. That's
his last jump.
And there is going to be a dead Tusk there, as now they are going to find little Nick, though. His Blink Dagger is disabled. He has a BKB, forced to use it, but with the Scotty, I don't think it matters. There's going to be the toss. The bash from little Nick is going to be enough to secure the kill onto the Tiny. At the same time, though, Pingu getting caught out and will fall. Ryze is looking to re-engage, though. Monster coming in with the Exorcism. The silence comes onto the Void Spirit, but he has that Yule Scepter. Still cannot get out, as now the AA Blast comes over the top of him, but it's not going to be enough damage, and Ryze with his own BKB shreds him to pieces. Jubei dies,
another Link
dies, but SMD, he still has a Link, he still has another BKB.
I feel like there's a world that he turns this fight if he chooses to link BKB the Luna. They just need to wait for the Luna to show.
Oh, disarm first hit, and that's
all right, never mind.
He's just gonna be
never mind.
That's gonna be a world in which he turns this around immediately. BKB TPs. But what a fight there.
Very nice fight for Alpha. I think they've kind of recognized that the Void Spirit just has to be controlled. The Void Spirit and the Tiny are the big stunners, I suppose is the proper phrasing. AA Skywrath need heroes to lock targets down for them. So once Tiny, Void Spirit are out of the picture, the supports are kind of just fodder. And now that's multiple fights where they've kind of just found Lil Nick immediately and killed him off.
Yeah, I feel like that has really been instrumental for the success of these fights for Alpha, because it is really like on Tiny, who has this Blink Dagger and the BKB and Echo Saber, of course, but like the Blink Dagger to initiate these fights, but he is the one getting caught out. But at the same time, Flea is just throwing his body in to whatever way harm is, to die once more for the cause.
He's like, what's the scariest part of the map? I'm gonna blink in there.
Yeah, I mean, that's very much what like his snowball onto the Void Spirit, you know?
But you can hear the call, I feel like, while that's happening. He's like, guys, he's used his last jump. And they just immediately punish him for not having any jumps left on the Void Spirit.
100%.
So that was still Aegis, so still 2 minutes on that for Ryze's. He's now level 25, takes the mini stun, Eclipse, pretty standard. Takes all of the Lucent Beam talents as well. That's exactly what you expect. He also has the Shard. So all of those talents feel so nice. They are going to smoke it. Or they're not even going to smoke. The Cutter is going to walk back into this upper jungle.
Yeah, Little Nick has a Shadow Blade. Oh, gonna just farm the camp. That Flea was in a little bit danger there, but then he got out as now. Uh-oh, Hi Shaggy has been caught here. And the Rolling Thunder is right on top of him. He's just dead. He doesn't have buyback.
Was that just a... I think that was just a rogue beam he was throwing in there to check.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh my god, I went fishing and caught a Void Spirit. Hello. And that is 70 seconds, no buyback versus
Flea
Luna and Exorcism.
Onto Jubei here. Jubei is going to fall at the cost of Flea once again. Soul, though, there's a nice Winter's Curse. Keeping the Razor in place as at the same time they're taking the objectives. That's one Link. And BKB not down yet, but he also doesn't have Refresher up, so he needs to be very careful.
Positioning from Rises.
Oh no! He gets a BKB up, but it's just not enough. The damage from Rises tears through the Razor.
Just such a heads-up play from Rises. He's just posturing so aggressively because he knows he has the Aegis.
That's going to be another jump in from Lil Nick. They're trying to get Soul, but Soul gets away. One more cleave from Lil Nick will be enough to take out the Pango, but Tiny will fall.
They have... Everybody but Void Spirit has buyback if they want to use it, but they're... I think it's too late. I think they're just going to get Mega'd.
Yeah, that's just going to... I mean... Oh, they are going to find Monster here. He's going to be silenced up. There's going to be a 4-star from Pingu. At the same time, Lil Nick jumped forward. They find the kill onto the Death Prophet. Not quite Megas yet, but it is one melee Rax.
That is pretty much all of the buybacks, though. Tiny and Razor used theirs. Void Spirit did not have money for it. You are so happy with that if you're Alpha. Yeah, you lost a couple cores, but the building damage is irreparable. And it's looking bleak for the cut.
Do you know who doesn't want to die anymore? Flea. He has the BKB.
All right.
I think he will still die, but
well,
actually, yeah.
Maybe after 9 seconds.
Like
the BKB really is king in this game versus the cuts lineup, and he's actually just gonna blink in here.
Yeah. He just gets a BKB and it's just like...
Just turn yellow.
As now, there's going to be the AA blast over the top, however...
Okay, well, he appears to be dead anyways. What were you saying?
After 9 seconds, he dies, yeah.
He was a bit too deep there.
More iconic.
He's just racking up the TP scrolls.
Oh, yeah.
He's playing the long con. 6 TP scrolls now. That's the sign of a committed man.
Now though, so what's the play here for the cut? You've lost 2.5 set of racks. You currently have map control. What's your play?
I feel like the fight plan is more or less still the same. You need to isolate the supports with your
Monster
combos.
Finds Jubei. However, the counter initiation with B got there as well. He has an A on this, gets his BKB off, but SMD still right on top of him with the AA blast over the top. It's not going to connect though. Monster will still fall.
Refreshes just so he has the second BKB. And that's exactly what the cut need. They need to somehow get into these positions where Scourge can isolate heroes with the Link and kill them. Because we've seen now a couple times where if he gets the full Link with that Static Storm on either the Luna or the Death Prophet, he can actually get these kills. The problem is the other heroes around him are just dying too fast.
Yeah, it really feels like both teams have like very fast killing heroes. Oh, Hi Shaggy. Rises sees him. That's going to be straight going in onto Hi Shaggy again. He gets Yule Scepter off this time. There's going to be the curse onto the Razor, so he cannot stay on top of the Luna. They got Hi Shaggy.
Oh, he got his TP.
Oh, he got his TP and SMD now forced to fight here. That's going to be the AA blast over the top. As now the bash coming out from Soul. As they're going to lose Jubei. They're going to lose SMD. They have buybacks on 2 of those heroes, but SMD gone for 2 minutes.
Yeah, and it is just so tough to fight into this Luna, especially if they get the jump. Alpha, I feel like Flea has 12 deaths, but he started every fight on Alpha's terms. And that's really all you can ask for at this point, is making sure that you get a fight exactly how you want it.
Oh, little Nick, he was just waiting on the on the high ground, but he didn't get the toss onto Pingu, and with that, Pingu
There's a
will
gem
survive.
on. Oh, the gem's on Pingu. Never mind.
So now, Rise is getting gone on at the same time. Doesn't have BKB, but they're gonna get Megas. And yeah, Rise just goes on in as Jubei getting caught out by Flea again as the BKB and the bash onto High Shaggy into the Abyssal. That's going to be the Void Spirit down. B-God has his Aghanim Step to finish, but it's just not enough damage. Lil Nick trying to hold the line, but game number 1. Pretty convincing here, going the way of Alpha.
Yeah, a couple of back and forth fights, but for the most part, largely controlled by Alpha in this game. And it felt they were largely just set up through the draft. You know, they tried to make these plays with their lineup, but it felt like Alpha had the easier to